Hello, hello! Welcome! Oh, I should probably... make a post letting people know that I'm here. Alrighty. How is everybody doing? How's it going? Welcome to... Oh, as I start the stream, the capture card goes away. Welcome. Gotta flip the sign over before I start the open the good old gates. Welcome to the fireworks stream. I think we might be doing this most of the Sunday nights since it's only in August, you know. I have a bunch of stuff for people. I do want visitors. Can open this online. I need a dodo code. Okay, there's my notes. Oh, also, where is my iPad? Where has my iPad gone to? My iPad? Oh well. I'll just read chat off of my computer. Yes. We want to invite everybody. The more the merrier. Yeah. Oh, let me block this, just in case. Boom. Okay, they can hide. Alright, so the gates are open. We have about 10 minutes. If anyone would like to stop by, please let me know. I'll probably be making a post on No-Fee AC as well. Let's see if we can get some people here. But we have a ton of free stuff. We've got mostly clothes today. We have also things to catalog. And we have more free stuff. Well, this will be for musical chairs. And then we have more clothes. More clothes for freezies, for people who would like. Let me... one segundo. Hold on. We're good. I'd rather have my iPad here. Oh well. Alright, so we have the island open. I'm gonna change. Let's change my clothes a little bit. Whoops. Razzle. And I'm gonna get a few things. I got a bunch of fireworks from last time. So we're gonna... Yeah. Gonna get some of these. And... I wonder how many I can carry. Aha! All of them. Alright, so... now... Let's change. We're gonna do another kimono, I think. And oh, I just realized the music's still going. So let's go ahead and there we go. Music stopped. And great. Awesome. All right, so I think let's just go with the simple blue. I like that. Whoops. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Right. What else we have? We have all of the different kimonos. All of them. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Let's do this one. I like this one. Gilmore! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? The gates are open, if anyone would like to come by. But how are you doing this evening? Do I need anything else? Can I get my thing yet? No, I can't. Okay. So it hasn't started yet. Got people congregating. There's a bunch of stuff here. Awesome, Sharp. Yeah, I think I just got the notification. So I'll check those out. Yeah, we're probably just gonna do the fireworks stuff today. We're gonna do. I've got musical chairs set up that we can do, and then if people want to bring their King Tut masks, you know, we can always have a King Tut race. Oh, I know what I need. That's awesome, Gilmore. How did it go? Gonna get some monies. That may or may not be some of the prizes. And we'll see. If we have a hard time getting people to show up for this, we will turn to the internet. Turn to NoFAC. Get some people in here. Okay. Did I check this already? I did. All right. Do I need to turn this up? Probably. Lizard Plane, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to our fireworks stream. Can go ahead and sit up here. You guys will notice there are way more balloons this go around, and I felt like they were necessary. While I messed with my TV yesterday, and it is. The colors look weird. All right, let's see if that's. It's more normal. You found out there's an arcade near your house. It's awesome. What? That's awesome. That's so cool that they allow like discounts for that. That's cool. Oof. Oof. That is hot. That is hot. I do real bad with the summer. That's why I live in Alaska. Right now, the high for today was 66. The low is 53. It is 64 right now. Oh, and it might rain here shortly. Looks like it might rain. Please excuse my capture card just going black every once in a while. Why does that happen? I don't know. Probably something I need to look into. Let's see. Hold on. Let's give it a second. Okay, I just gave it a gentle nudge. Let's see if it corrects itself. Maybe it's a... Let's see this. Wait, Lizard, where are you? And sure, that sounds awesome. I don't think there are many arcade places by me that aren't just, what is that place called? It's a franchise. Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is pretty much the only arcade-like place that's near me, I think. All right, found the iPad. There we go. Now I can read all of y'all's chat right in front of me. Very cool. That's awesome. We're neighbors, pretty much. Or that's how I feel with all of Canada, even though that's not actually true. But I feel like we're more neighbors than anything else because we're like, you know, our latitude, right? Latitude is we're you know, we're up there. I like that. That's awesome. That's so cool. We had, I think there used to be a pretty big arcade up here in Alaska, but it is no more. You can just find remnants of it. But for those who come over, there are a bunch of little things here from leftover. Looks like it's about to start. They're already clapping. They're already clapping, but there's nothing there. Let's begin. Isabel's looking up into the sky, but nothing's happening. Oh, there it is. The first one! That's awesome. For some reason, I thought there was like an announcement before that was like, we are starting. Neighbors all the same, Lizard. I drove through Canada to get up here and loved it. But I think I came up through Regina. That was, I think, the first town I hit, and then kept going west. I have a few extra fireworks that I put in there instead of that are new from last time. But let's see. Would anyone like to come over? We have I already have the dodo code. If so, if not, I will probably turn. I'll probably turn to the internet to no FAC. See if we can get some people in here. Yeah, I went from Regina to my first stop was Calgary, and I stayed there a night and a little bit the next day. And I actually really liked Calgary. Everyone I met there was super nice. Heyo. There's some of our custom ones. Let's see. Boomer. The subscriber emote. The meme cat. I don't know if you guys can tell what that is, but the meme cat is in there. by the way, I'll show you guys. I was going to wait for this next week to show you guys this, but I've been 3D printing some stuff, and it's not done, and it actually may fall apart while I show this to you guys, but because I need to... before I, like, seal this, I'm going to sand it and paint it, but... Oh. Look at that. It's a fossil. I love it. You can kind of see. It's kind of weird because it's like so white that I think my camera has some trouble white balancing it, so you can't see all the detail. But you can kind of see the swirl in the stars a little bit. But anyway, and it's so currently it can come apart, which is kind of nice. I kind of thought about maybe making this into a container of some kind, maybe filling it up with some kind of like felt or something, because it's just, I mean, it's fine, it's just plastic, but like, I don't know, it could be kind of cool to like paint it and then, you know, make it into some kind of container. But I like it a lot. But I'll show this off again sometime this week. I'm gonna try to see if I can sand it. You can't see it right now, but there's like a bunch of little ridges on it, up close. So Lizard, let me send you a dodo. And see if we can get some people in here to play some musical chairs. If not, there's a bunch of free clothes, and you can also catalog the kitchen islands and street organs if you have not already. Those are on the beach. So yeah. And then, let's see, I 3D printed this. This is not Animal Crossing related, but I also 3D printed this. It's kind of hard to see. It's like a samurai mask. Looks super cool. I'm like, I need to sand it. It's kind of rough on the inside, but looks. I feel like it looks so cool. Anyway, the details actually came out pretty well. But it's not perfect, so I need to like sand it down a little bit. But anyway, I think it looks neato. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to turn to the internet, see if I can get some people in here. The internet, we cool sometimes. That's true. All right, 1 second. Just typing out this post to Reddit. Should have probably done this beforehand, but I forgot to. Alrighty. I think that's all I need to do. Oh, a flare. I need to put the flare. What will it be called? What is this? A catalog event? No, this is... We'll say... Yeah, we'll say that. Okay, we'll see if we get some people in here. What else? So we have a bunch of free clothes. Oh, let me get a new headpiece. What do we got this time? A bulb bopper. I like this one. I think this one's my favorite one, and I already have it. That's okay. I'm not wearing it right now, so I will put it on. Alright, so as far as things go, we have a lot of clothes. And all of these clothes, maybe I typed it wrong? Hold on. Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. They're all so similar looking that... Yeah. There we go. I'm sorry. It's my bad. My bad. Alrighty, we already have... a response. Let's DM them. I'm sorry, Lizard. I totally sent you the wrong code. I got my letters flipped. And sure, thank you for that posture check and that hydrate to dominate. Where are my reward requests? There you are. And alrighty. Here's your hydrate to dominate. Everyone, if you'd like to join us in staying hydrated. This water is fresh and cold from the refrigerator. It tastes so good. And thank you for that posture check. I will do my best to remain upright. Welcome, Elliot. Welcome, welcome. And I see we have redeemed a fist bump. Give me 1 second, I'm just messaging these people. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, boom. First person sent. I see it now marking the sent. There we go. DM'd. And welcome. And Lizardplane has redeemed a fist bump and says, "Y'all cool. Have a great day. Thank you for that wish. Thank you for being so nice to chat and hanging out with us tonight. I will be fist bumping the camera, so feel free to join us. Join me in punching the screen and whoop him. Thank you for that fist bump." So there's some free clothes here. Catalog area. Here are the street organs first, and then the kitchen islands. Just remember just to pick up and drop them. And then we have, this will be the musical chairs area if we have enough people. And here are some more free clothes. It continued because I realized, I was like, wait, I have too much stuff. So these will all be sold at the end of the day if people don't take them, but so feel free to take as much as you want. We have a nice little observatory for people who haven't been here yet. It's a great place to watch the fireworks. And all of these, they're all the colors. So if you want all the colors of the kitchen islands and street organs, help yourself. There is also, somebody dropped off a bunch of King Tut masks the other day. There's one extra one right here if anybody wants it. Let's talk to some of these people. The wait is over. The fireworks show is now in full swing. It should not be missed. Squish. Oh my, that is a lot flashier than I was expecting it to be. This is going to be something else. By the way, I had some people... I was sad that... I didn't realize that... There's only, like... How many is this? 3... So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is... 24? So there's only 24 slots. Is that right? Did I do that right? 3 times 8. What's math? How do you math? Someone tell me how to math. Is that right? I feel like... Wait. Yeah, I'm right. Phew. There's part of me that was like, that's wrong, right? That is... There's way more. Incorrect. But anyway, I didn't realize there's only... oh, good. We have a few more people. Let me back out in case somebody tries to join in. So only 24 like slots for announcements. And so I've had people draw things and leave like comments and stuff, and I was expecting that they would be there longer. Not the case. That is not the case. So I had a few people stop by and like draw on my announcement board, and it makes me happy. There's a Boomer and a Bruce, and someone tried to draw a Kurt. The Kurt did not turn out as good. But anyway, I'm still happy it exists. Alrighty, let's DM'd. I feel like one of the downsides of living in Alaska is I have been taking photos, and I've actually been taking photos since the beginning, so I haven't lost any of the drawings anyways. Oh, and Lizard Plate, please help yourself. Go shop, do whatever. There's a bunch of items in there that I don't need, so please please help yourself. There we go. I think we have everyone messaged. Oh, I need to say that I DM'd them. Because that is etiquette here on Reddit. A few people stopping by. I should probably open up my Nintendo Switch app so I can at least type to them faster in the case they're not watching. Yeah, please help yourself. There's also like, these are all free. There's a, oh, I should I need to get some of mine from my house. But we may have people coming in, so let me get first the tambourine, because we're gonna welcome them. That's how we welcome people here. Aha! Someone is here. Oh, Lizard Plane. I just saw this. Sorry. Oh, man, I missed a section of chat. You took a 3D printing class. That's awesome. A friend has a 3D printer, and I just helped her with a project she's doing. Oh, that's awesome. I wish somebody did some kind of prank like that to me. Just hit a whole bunch of Zeldas. That's so cool. I'm pretty excited. The fossil took me a while because there was something messing up with some of the supports of it. And like removing them, it was like super difficult. So I made some changes and it finally worked. And the mask is actually, this was the first print. And it works. So, I don't know. I love it though. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Some longboard parts, that's dope. You do a lot of longboarding? Okay, Lizard Plane is leaving. We got another request here. Soon I'll be Sherb the Skater Boy. That's awesome. Oh, Gilmore, that's awesome. Have you looked at Hero Forge? You can design your own D&D miniatures. Has now been DM'd. It's pretty great, and you can, if you just want to get the file, like they do 3D printing as well, but you can just get the file if you want to send it to your friend and have them print it for you. I love D&D though. I've actually been planning on doing a like D&D mini painting stream at some point. I was actually planning on doing that yesterday, but I couldn't get some of my stuff set up. You should totally get into it, Chirp. I will say that I thought it was really intimidating at first, but it is way easier than I thought. I recommend there is a, if you're interested in it and are just not sure if you are like, you just want to get your feet wet, kind of, I'd recommend there is a Twitch stream, and you can also find them on YouTube. It's called Critical Role. It's like a great way to get into it. It's basically it's all of these video game voice actors doing D&D. So like you would recognize these people's voices from like they're in so many games. But they all play D&D together. They've been playing for years now, and so they started streaming a few years back. And highly recommend it. It's a great way to get into it because it's like you kind of get to see what it's like, and you kind of pick up on the rules as it goes along. But it kind of just shows you how fun it can be, I think. And really, yeah, you want to start off as like a player. Try to find like as Gilmore said, try to find an experienced dungeon master, and you guys can do like a one-shot. So just like a one-session thing, very low commitment. They'll help you create a character, or they'll give you one to be. And then if you like it enough, you can like create your own character and all that stuff. And that's the part that I love. Oh, wait. I just always figured Gilmore Girls like the show, but is that why you're called Gilmore Girl? Like as a pun kind of for that, or? Yeah, I love Critical Role. I'm actually catching up on the latest episode. I kind of usually on the weekends after a. Oh, that's hilarious! That's awesome. I just was like, just a super fan of. What was her name? Rory Gilmore. Her actress is Alexis Bledel. I was just like, just a huge Alexis Bledel fan for all I know. That's awesome. Yeah, sure. So in Critical Role, the dungeon master, who's also a voice actor. Again, he's in so many things. He's like so good at doing voices. So anytime a new NPC shows up, he does a new voice for it, and there was a shopkeeper named Gilmore, and he was just wonderful. But I actually I started playing some RPGs before D&D, some other ones, but I didn't get into Dungeons and Dragons until I started watching Critical Role, and was like, oh boy, this is so much fun. So if you're interested, I kind of recommend that. If you can't find someone immediately, it can just kind of be a great way to catch the bug, I think. Here, let's get you guys over here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, Sherb. These are all free. Check the other beach for more free stuff. Catalog stuff just to the left. Gilmore, how caught up are you with things on Critical Role? Whoops. Oh, sorry. I'm like about to catch on fire. I I need to get, once I clear out some of this stuff, I need to get some of the prizes. Oh, nice. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, like, blame anyone for being behind because there's so many episodes and they're so long. Very cool, very cool. So I guess you know some things then. If you're saying that, I feel like that means you know some things. What is this? Oh, the rescue mask. Out of the way. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Liam O'Brien, I think, is, like, my favorite. I think he's just so great at being so, like, so intense and focused on what his character would do. I love it. If I could roleplay like anyone, it'd probably be him. I think Travis is hilarious. He's great. You're actually approaching. There's an episode where in the pre-show they mention me. They mention Jetpack Paul, and I need to save a clip of that. He loves doing character arcs. Yeah, it was they do this like D&D Beyond presidential run, something like that. And I came up with one of they list off like a bunch of or maybe it's actually, wait a minute, maybe it may be episode like 15 or something. Yeah. So there's a point where Sam is reading off slogans, campaign slogans, and he read one of mine and said Jetpack Paul, and I was like, oh, famous. But I love it so much fun. Of course, Lara is like so good too. Okay, so then must still be coming. A friend of mine who started on Critical Role kind of late, recently texted me. He was like, "Hey, I just heard your name." Oh yeah, Lara's Jester is so good. Where is? I think he's. Oh wait. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it's a ways from now, actually. It's, Season 2, episode, or Campaign 2, Episode 49, is what he said. So, you got a ways, but I need to, like, record the clip a bit, just so I can remember it forever. Just play it looping, where, it's just Sam saying my name. She's just such a good actor. Like, so good. I have watched Campaign 1. I have. Vax was my favorite. Again, I loved Liam. Like, as soon as... So, it's actually funny. Here's a funny story. The first thing of Critical Role that I watched was actually Liam O'Brien's one-shot, where he did the... I don't know if you remember it. It's the one where they, like... wake up as kids. They wake up as kids, and then at the very end, it's like him in a tube and whatever. And there's like just so weird. That was the first Critical Role thing that I watched, and I was like, this is amazing. And I think part of it, I've mentioned this before, but I'm kind of a sucker for any kind of content that's like, yeah, they were themselves, yeah. I'm kind of a sucker for any time somebody's like, if it's like friendship focused, or like if there's an anime or a movie or a show that's like, yeah, it's us against the world, and we have to band together, and loyalty and friendship and whatever. So like, I was totally on board for that when he was like at the very end, like saying like, hey, these are the things like that, this is why my life is better with you in it and all this other stuff. Because I think I try to do that with my IRL friends. I try to make sure that I encourage them and like take time to say the things that maybe they haven't, they don't always hear all the time. But did you watch the part 2 one shot? Which one is that? Was it of that same series? Like, I know there was like, oh wait. Where are you talking about? Where it was campaign 1, but it was, oh, yes, I did. I've watched all of the one shots, I believe. There may be like one Honey Heist I'm missing, but I think, I did. Cause wait, didn't they fight Conan O'Brien at some point? Something like that. All right, we got some more. Have you watched the one shot that happened during campaign 2, but it's the continuation of campaign 1? Yeah. Okay, I think that's right. Yes. Okay. Yes. Right, there was 2, right? The Search for Grog. Was there 2, or was that the same one? I think there's 2. There's a Search for Grog, and then there was another one. I don't want to say anything. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's DM. But I love it. I love it so much. I'm pretty much caught up. I'm watching the most recent episode. Typically what I do is I won't watch it live, but I'll watch it Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday if I haven't finished it yet. So probably later tonight before I go to sleep, I may finish it because I think I only have like an hour left or something, but how did you get into watching Critical Role? Did you like start liking D&D first? Did you find Critical Role first and then like do that? Or how did you, because for me, I'd been playing RPGs before. Like I think the first RPG I played was Star Wars Saga Edition because my friends really loved Star Wars. And then I kind of slowly found other ones, and then I watched Critical Role and was like, I need to play D&D. So then, so I've played now a bunch of times, and I've been talking to somebody on Twitch about maybe doing some kind of D&D stream every once in a while. I think that would be super fun. Oh, nice. Where'd these people go? Which do you prefer, the podcast or watching it, the video on demands. Oh, that's so true. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I love it. Alright, let's continue messaging people. That's what I meant to say. Did I message this person? I can't remember. I should have stopped midway. Sent. Who is this person? No, I did not. Yeah, they're so much fun to watch. I love it. Who's your favorite? Do you have any favorites? And I've DM'd before, but I love playing so much more. Let's do both. Character or person. Or character and person, I mean. Both? Up to you. I'll leave that up to you. Because I'll say, ultimately, I think Vax is my favorite character. Out of all of the, out of both campaigns. But I really like the dynamic of Campaign 2, and, like, their group as a whole, I think, are super fun. But, I mean, I don't know. Grog was also so good in Campaign 1. It's kind of hard for me to, like, choose. But I think, again, like I mentioned, I love Liam O'Brien. Oh. So good. It's so good. Yeah, Matt's kind of hard to compete with, because his range is just incredible. And Keyleth is great. I think Keyleth gets a bad rap sometimes, but I think she did a great job. And the whole goldfish thing is hilarious. Love it. Victor, oh, so funny. His range is pretty unbelievable. Like, anytime he does something, I don't know. He's just unpredictable and so good. I love it. Pumat. I feel like, and this kind of happens as the season goes more and more, but I feel like they start just joking with Matt a lot more, like, because they just want to watch him do what he's so good at. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I know. Same, where I'll be watching something or playing a game, I'll be like, is that? I was playing, a while back, I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which, Ashley Birch is in. And it was super funny because I was just walking around. I knew that Liam O'Brien had done the voice direction on it. At some point, like, there are some background NPCs that I was like, is that Liam? And it totally is. It's just like him telling a story to like some random people. Like, he's not even, I don't even think you can talk to him. It's just like a background voice. And I was like, that is totally Liam. And it was. I feel like Lara is harder to tell sometimes. Unless she's doing like her voice specifically. Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of that. Oh, dang it. I keep on dropping my controller. I'm in the middle of The Last of Us right now. And so that's like, I mean, pretty much her voice. But she's so good at doing not her voice. So there are some times where I'm like, oh, that's Lara. And I'm excited because Marvel's Avengers, I'll be playing that at some point. Yeah, totally. Actually, I had played The Last of Us before before watching Critical Role. So I immediately when I heard it, I was like, that's totally Ellie. But I had also seen Ashley in some other stuff before. She was in Dollhouse and some other stuff, but yeah, because I think it's Lara and Travis, and I know there are other big names, but I guess that's the main Critical Role people. But I'm excited to play that because I don't know, it's just fun. It's just fun. The beta for Marvel's Avengers is out right now, and I don't think I'll be able, because I think it's if you pre-order it, but I think I'm gonna wait till when it comes out. But I'm excited. I've been thinking about once that comes out, maybe I'll play it on stream. I really want to play Ghost of Tsushima. That looks so good. Oh man, the guests. Oh, from Campaign 1, I loved Mary Elizabeth McGlynn and what's his name? From Boy Meets World and other things. Kim Possible. Will Friedle. So good. He's hilarious. He has just like, I feel like I really laugh hysterically at people who have very dry senses of humor, and he has a very dry sense of humor. So every time he said something, I was just like, this guy gets me. Kashaw. There you go. I was like, Cash is short for something. Yeah, Cash, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find... That's not what we want. There are some pretty great guests in Campaign 2 as well. Actually, one of them is... also in Ghost of Tsushima. I wish there was just a 24-hour boba place. Wouldn't that just be wonderful? It would make things very tasty for me. I suppose boba isn't quite a, What? You met Felicia Day? That's awesome. Oh, it's sometimes boba's hit or miss. So I feel like, I don't know, some people either love it or think it's the most disgusting thing in the world. But that's awesome. How did you meet Felicia Day? Ah, oh, Comic-Con. I've wanted to go so bad. Oh, that is so cool. I would love to go to SDCC just because, I mean, just obviously it's this huge deal. But I used to watch, she had a show on Geek and Sundry with her brother, Co-Optitude, I think. Oh, no. Well, she did have the guild, but it was like, it was this show where it was just her and her brother would play games, and it was both of them together. I just loved, and I think it's kind of what makes Critical Role work. What made Critical Role work is like their friendship. I think seeing them two play games together was just hilarious because you know, they could just riff off of each other and I don't know, they would just poke fun at each other, and I just loved it. And yeah, it's so crazy. Did you see Brian Foster has that show, what's it called? Not Talks Machina, where he interviews people. She has an episode, and her episode, or like interview, is also really interesting, I thought. Between the Sheets, thank you. Could not remember. Let's see, I'm gonna tell them that there are more free things over. I really loved those interviews. Some of them are super good, and just really interesting to kind of get to see different sides of them, I think. Hers was good. Who else? It was really cool seeing the interview with Sam's wife. I cannot pronounce her name, but I think everyone calls her Q for short, so that's what I'll do. But her interview was also super good. I'm I'm trying to remember who else they interviewed. Ashley. Oh yeah, that was pretty great. I feel like I wonder how Brian's doing. With like we haven't really seen him very much at all. They've done some cool stuff over the quarantine. Well, they haven't been doing Vox Machina right now. I don't think. Unless I'm just missing it, which is possible. That is possible. I don't think so. They started doing they did a special all work no play unplugged, which is it was via Zoom, but it's Sam and Liam, and then they would always have a guest from the show, and they just kind of ask them, "How are you doing?" Because they actually stopped playing for a little bit. That'll slight spoiler. They stopped playing for like 2 months, I think. Yeah, and then they started doing narrative telephone too. But yeah, they did not play any D&D for a while. And then so there was maybe like a couple of weeks where there was no content really, aside from some pre-recorded stuff. And so then they kind of whoops. That's not what I meant to do. And but I'm so glad they're back, because I think this is now their 3rd episode back, and I'm glad that there's stuff going on, and that they're able to play the game in a way that's like, you know, not dangerous. I'm glad they're not. It doesn't seem like they're really pushing anything. So, like, they're not at the same tables. They're all kind of separated. I just love playing with the ocarina. It just makes me happy. I actually thought it was... if I hadn't kind of committed to this cottagecore style that I've been going for, part of me was like, oh man, it'd be so cool if I created like a second character profile and just made like a Critical Role house. Oh, yeah. There was a hilarious part from... I've never seen them laugh so much. Yeah. It was insane. Like, and then it just kept going. That was, I think... they just kept feeding off of each other, and it just... Like, towards the beginning, it almost felt like they were about to stop, and then they just kept going. It was... it was pretty amazing. I think they're following me. Just waiting for them to... There we go. Okay. I know, it was so ridiculous. I'm going to, oops, excuse me. I'm going to get them, for these people who came over, I'm going to get them a few gifts. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious having them just not seeing each other for a while, and you can even tell when they do all work no play unplugged that you can tell that they genuinely miss each other. What kind of what's your D&D character? What role, class, etc.? Is your brother the DM also, or is he also a player, or? Oh, that's awesome. I wish I had a dedicated DM. Hey, Baltail. How are you doing? Secret Life, welcome. The gates are open if you'd like to come in. Nice, nice. Oh my gosh, Baltail. Don't even. I will time you out. I will time you out. You better tip for a comment like that, Baltail. That is a great pun, Secret Life. And please ignore Balto, because he is a friend of mine, IRL. I wouldn't just let anybody talk to me like that. He'd be gone so fast. Yeah, it is a threat. Hold on, let's see. I think I have some extra. Do I have, Oh, no, someone already took that. Thank you, Balto, for that hydrate to dominate. I'm actually very thirsty, so that's perfect. Seems like you are too, though. You are a female half-elf warlock charlatan. For my friend group, that's awesome. Wow. Artificers seem super cool. Balto! Thank you for that tier 1 subscription, my friend. Thank you for supporting me, buddy. Look at you. Look at you supporting me. I appreciate it. And thank you for that hydrate to dominate once again. Staying hydrated. But Gilmore, that sounds super fun. Peer pressure. Hey, now you get a nice little first month symbol, first month subscriber symbol by your name. So fun. You were my second follower too, so the support's been there for a while. And, what was I gonna say? Oh, the last character I played, Gilmore, was a druid. Was a half-elf, I believe. Was? No. No. Was it an Aasimar? I think it's been a while. I think it was an Aasimar. The last character I played before that was a half-elf. That's why I'm getting confused, but half-bell, that's not a thing, Balto. You know better than that. But you know if I had the chance, I'd make you play with me. Very close, very close. Oh, for those of you who maybe know, I was playing a bunch of Fall Guys earlier. I made Balto play with me. Fall Guys is right now only on the PS4 and Steam, I believe. So much fun. Kind of frustrating at certain points, but it's kind of just simple fun. And Balto, thank you again for that hydrate to dominate. Another one, dang, just spending all your points. Some more peer pressure. I was very thankful that you played with me. Bits are things you can like tip. You can tip to the streamer. Kind of frustrating. I think it's more fun than frustrating but some of the physics of it can be frustrating, and other players very frustrating. Balta, I think you would like that if you look below the stream, there's like a little or if you're, I don't know if you're on your iPad or not, but there's like sounds that you can make happen by spending bits. Oh, look at that. Thank you for those bits. Did you guys get done with Call of Duty already? I'm on my clamshell Mac. I didn't even know you had a Mac. What? Everyone quit. Why? Thank you for the beard comment. I try. It grew on me. There's stuff to catalog over here. Street organs. Oh, kitchen islands. This one's out of place. Let's drop this one back. So here is a gift. What? Oh gosh, that does sound like COD. That doesn't happen too often on here. I love gold! I should probably throw these away. This is just creating garbage all over my beach. So what you're saying is, Peter, how would you rate Fall Guys? 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10? Oh, all those people left. Where are they? Is that a... No, that's... I thought that was a giraffe stag for a second. In which case, I was about to freak out. Because I need another one. But it is not. It's a Miama stag. Hey, you know what? I'll take that. 7.3. That's not bad. I feel like Nature's Candy maybe liked it a little bit. Probably liked it, especially that second round where he won a bunch. Did he rage quit too? Compliment. How so? So that he likes it? Is that what you're saying? Repeating the same thing isn't helping me. Oh, I see. Who's here? We've got Nicola, Lynn Wayne. Oh, it's a friend of ours. Because we started playing Fall Guys, and I think it's not quite the game. It's kind of a hard sell for some of my friends, I think, and so getting them to play is like, you know. Oh no, and Rage Quit is a tough night. Okay. I think getting them to play can be sometimes rough, so you have to make them, you know, you have to compliment them sometimes, and see if they'll. This person is frozen. Basically, I'm trying to get my friends to play things. Not yet. So I'm actually building up. Like, wow, you're fast. I haven't switched up the items yet. They're still both kitchen islands and street organs. I'm building up the next set here soon. So it's just taking a while. I'm getting all of the rattan stuff. Like, I already have it cataloged. I'm just... Well, I have some of it cataloged. I already have... No. Rattan? Which ones am I missing? I do have all the rattan stuff. Are you from Chile? Is there, like, a pun coming? I feel like... Interpol is interested. I was gonna try to have some musical chairs going. I don't think we don't have enough people who've stuck around, so we're probably not gonna do that, but. And all this stuff, I'll probably end up selling all these extra stuff until, or if, at the end of the night, if no one ends up claiming them just because, one. Dang, Gilmore, that's awesome. Thank you for those bits. Also, Rage Quit does remind me of Leroy Jenkins. You can't, you know, it's the same attitude. It's the same attitude there. I think that's honestly, I think that is the first sound alert that somebody has done. Like, I've had it since I started, like day one of where I could have like extra stuff, and I think that's the first time, like, it's been like over a month since that's been there, and I think that's the only one that anyone has done. It's kind of hidden, so that's fair, but what was I about to do? That totally just... I had like... There was something I was about to do on my phone. But that completely Took me by surprise. No, no, that's great. I was just like, my train of thought in excitement. I was like, wow, it's finally getting use. But it was just funny. It's just funny to me. Let's get a few raffles. Let's see what items we get this time around. All right, Red. Let's see if you'll... how much you're gonna bamboozle me. I wondered... okay, so this... number 4. A bubble blower! That's not so bad. This made me think... so one thing that they haven't done, you know, from previous games is, they don't have any of the, like, Nintendo items from the fortune cookies that you would find at, like, Nook Shop. I wonder if they're gonna do something where there will be an event, like a special in-game event like this, where you have to do raffles and you can get those items. Maybe? I don't know, maybe not. I was just thinking of how they would ever implement that. I hope they implement that at some point. Maybe it'll just be with the next, like if there's, if they ever do an update where there's a, where they expand Nooks again. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Gilmore. But like, maybe they'll, I don't know, they'll do something. They'll have to think of something. Because I would love to have it back. I would love to have those back. Some of those items were so cool, like having the Master Sword, or was it the Master Sword? Yeah. And they had the Triforce and Metroid stuff, and I don't know. It would just be cool if that stuff was back in the game. I liked it. I typically had in my house, I always have a Nintendo room. And it would be with all of that stuff. All the stuff at Nooks is for free for the taking. Well, not free, but you can have it. Oh, that would be very interesting, and that would. Supposedly, this is the 35th anniversary of Mario. Oh, weird. Whoops. It is expensive. I actually already have it cataloged, so I don't need it, but I figured if, you know, anybody wanted it. You look great. Keep sharing Aloha spirit. Whoops. Oh no. There we go. Whew. Yes, please. I think there's one other person here somewhere. I've not actually seen them in forever. I walked around and I have not seen them. So there's still somebody here. There's still someone on this island. But it looks like most of them have started taking my clothing, which is great, because I do not want it. And I'd prefer people have the opportunity to, like... Oh, there you are. Get to watch some of these fireworks. This is actually a pretty great angle, even despite it being, like, super low. I guess it makes sense that if you go to the front, you'll be able to see it. Clocky! Welcome! How are you doing? It is still night. It is 8:25 p.m. Okay, remind me, where are you, Clocky? Secret Life. I did finish my museum. I finished it last week, I think it was. The Netherlands. Dang, that's right. So it is morning for you, right? Yeah, it has, or afternoon? Morning. Okay, 6:25 a.m. I'm moving my villagers again because I can't make up my mind, so I'm bread farming at the same time. Nice. Good call. Good call. It took me a while to kind of get all of those things together, but why can't I go into my pocket? There we go. Once I did, it was a joyous moment. Let me look at the number. I can look it up here. There are... whoops, not the right one. Art. In total, there are 43. 43 pieces of art. Oops. Oh, are these some of the Twitch logo? Here's some of the special ones. Custom fireworks. Oh, that was a normal one. Wish we could have played some musical chairs, but I'm glad that got to have some people over and experience the fireworks. There's the emote, the meme cat. What else? I only used a few. The avatar again. Meme cat. There you go. There we go. Always good. Love seeing that meme cat up in the air, where it belongs. I love it. I love this. will take a photo with the last person to spend the fireworks with me. There we go. Let's see. Oh, nice! Dang, that's awesome, Clocky. Yeah, I think McFlurry? Is that who that was? McFlurry came in dropping so much gold, so much money. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's great. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he followed. I hope he'll be back at some point, not because of that, but just because he was just such a nice guy. That was pretty crazy. I'm glad. That ended up being super great. I loved it. That was the Community Appreciation Day. That was such a fun little thing we were able to do together. Oh, we can turn around and look at the fireworks. That's pretty great. That's a great idea. Yeah, that ended up being a lot of fun. I'm glad that more people like chipped in and stuff. Did you know the mallard is the only animal to bite the father's head off while exiting the womb? Riddle the typos. Is that true? Well, Balto, I hope you are not part mallard, because that's going to be a problem for you real soon. Oh, Balto, while you're here, I have something I can show you. A mallard is like a mallard is like a duck. Type of duck, I believe. Right? It's in the duck family. Oh, those gifts. Oh, those gifts I was going to give out. But no musical chairs was had. But, Balto, I have a little, this is my little Winter Alaska room. And I made a little dog sled over here. So I got a little Iditarod, so a little Balto. I was gonna actually try to see if I could get a like a QR code like picture frame of Balto and put it up here so that way, you know, we'd all know what this is, but and I love the Snow Crunch. Honestly, living in Alaska and being used to that like Snow Crunch, this is so real, it's so lifelike. Another pool? Maybe. Thank you, Lin Wayne, for hanging out. And I love the crunch of the snow. The crunch of the snow is just perfect. It honestly, like, it's so good, and it's what it sounds like. That's why I'm glad to have like a little snow room in here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put my tambourine away. There you go. Okay, yeah, a mallard is a duck. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Got the little South Pole thing here. Got some nice seating area. And, of course, an ice sculpture, which there are during the wintertime. They do ice sculptures up here in Alaska. Got some popsicles. And a bartender. I don't know what he's serving, though. And then you can look up at the stars. And is Mallard also a doctor on NCIS? That's hilarious. Well, we've had all our guests leave. They took a good amount of stuff, which is good. That's what I wanted. Wanted some of that stuff gone. Sadly, didn't get to give away some of these things. They call him Ducky. That's amazing. That is a great nickname for someone with that last name. Logan! I was just about to leave. How are you doing, Logan? How's your evening? Yeah, you're in similar time zone. It's later for you. I'll clean up a little bit and say goodbye. Had some people over. We didn't get to play any games or anything, unfortunately, so I still have some of those prizes, and then got some leftover stuff that I'll sell. But well, you're 4 hours ahead, so you're East Coast then. It's still all pretty close. It's all pretty close. Same country, even though we're so far apart. There were differing amounts of gold. But there weren't people to play musical chairs. Or I mean, people came over, but there wasn't. Some people didn't stay, so it was kind of like hard to organize that. Hard to organize it, but it's fine. It's fine. So we'll do that another time. Well, I'll be streaming tomorrow, so I'll have my island open, so I can, you know, I'll share the wealth a little bit. But I think so. Since we've been streaming for about 2 hours, and it's a night stream, which I don't normally do, we'll go ahead and call it. Especially since now all of our guests have left. There's still some things we might do tonight later. But anyway, thank you guys for. Oh, Gilmore, you're getting your Switch. That's awesome. I'll start putting together a little package, a little welcome package, especially for the first time you come over. It'll be great. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys have a great night and have a fun start to your next day. And I'll be on at some point tomorrow, more likely the morning, as I usually do. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later.